Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. We've got 3 awesome decks for you today from some of the top players in the world in Marvel Snap. As always, we don't just keep it to North America. We've got decks from all over the world coming here for you today. We've also got major news on how you can get old Spotlight Cash variants and a bundle guide. So let's get started with DottGeo Bounce. DottGeo is an Italian player who I think is one of, if not the very best player in the world right now, always sits at the top of Infinite Ladder, dominating all the recent tournaments. And he made a bounce deck, and I'm bringing it to you exclusively. This deck is absolutely great. It's, longtime viewers know, Bounce is my favorite. I played the bounce deck from yesterday. I like this one better, no offense to yesterday's deck. It's also really, really fun and really, really good. But Geo is phenomenal at this game and damn near a genius. Bishop gets up to 11-12 power here. It's completely silly. You've got the 2-9 of Mysterio. Elsa making Mysterio sometimes a 2-15 is just silly sauce. This deck is stellar. It has a million ways to win and a million ways to put power. When it loses, it feels like user error, not reading how much power to put in each lane, that kind of thing, or just like occasionally everything has awkward draws, right? But when it sees a reasonable draw, losses feel like user error in terms of reading the opponent, right? Because you have so much control over where your power goes, positioning and repositioning it. Kitty Pryde is back, everybody. Kitty Pryde is back. All right, you can find Geo at twitch.tv/DottGeo. That's also his Twitter handle if you want to check it out. Hitmonkey and Kitty are required for this deck. This is built specifically for Elsa's return to being a 3-3. I play Elsa over Bishop. I'm not sure, 1000% sure I'm supposed to in every case, but I play Elsa over Bishop. It's not always more power, but because Kitty Pryde is so good, because I have so many bounce triggers, because that +3 means so much more on Iron Man and the Mysterio clones, I try and prioritize Elsa, because if I can't get down Elsa, I'm devastated. If I can't get down Bishop, I'm not going as tall in one lane. Nico is the most replaceable high series card here. Angela and Iceman are likely the replacements. Alright, so this is winning well over 60% in High Infinite. I'm absolutely dominating with this deck. I think it's absolutely stellar, and it's from one of the best players who you should absolutely be trusting. By the way, the Italians have a Nationals, like, top-of-the-line, absolute best players in the world tournament this weekend, and we'll exclusively have decks and coverage of that for you here, either Sunday or Monday in a video if humanly possible. Alright, so turn 1, Kitty or Bast. If you have Mysterio, Iron Man, or Hood, you Bast. Otherwise, you Kitty, and if not, you'll play any other one. Turn 2 is 2-1s. I basically never bounce on turn 2. Turn 3, I like Elsa more than Bishop. I just explained that last slide. Turn 4, play a bunch into Elsa and then bounce if possible. I don't want to bounce Elsa, but I'm sometimes willing to. Ideally, Elsa is in a lane that I'm not doing my bouncy things in, which is one of the major like changes and or benefits of Elsa being reworked to being able to work in any lane. I only do my bounce on turn 4 if I'm going to Iron Man on turn 5. Otherwise, I would much rather Iron Man on... Sorry. Yes, otherwise I would much rather Iron Man on turn 5. Turn 5, either replay some stuff with Iron Man or get a good bounce going. Either one works perfectly fine. And then turn 6, Mysterio, Hitmonkey, then whatever else you can. Remember, you only have one extra 1 there, so you need to make sure you get any like extra demons and such out and not on the board, sticking there earlier. Cool. There's some argument discussed with Geo for Black Swan here. It's really hard to use if you want to play Iron Man. Iron Man's probably too good to cut, and you lose 2 energy with Bast and Black Swan. So like it's really close. I think Black Swan just needs to go back to being like a 2-3 or a 2-4, and then the card will be stellar. As of right now, it's close, but not quite there. Alright. This is the deck. This is my favorite deck of the season. Is it the best deck? Nope. But I think it's probably in the top 5 to 10 decks in all of Marvel Snap, and if you're getting sick of Thanosing over and over again, then you need to be going for this deck. It also requires... What's the newest card in this deck that's come out? Elsa or Nico? Nico, I guess, right? Which is like 4 or 5 months old at this point. Doesn't seem that old, but it really is. So, like, hopefully you have a bunch of these cards and you can make this deck work. Alright, hopefully you should hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment. Help us grow. We're almost at 10,000 subs. Only you dear viewer, can help us grow, and you do that by watching as much of the video as possible, liking, commenting, subscribing. Tell that YouTube algorithm to show us to more people instead of showing us to the same people over and over again. It's the best way to help us out. If you're willing to, it means the world to us to help us that way. In return, we do the biggest giveaways in Marvel Snap, and we cover a ton of top-notch decks that you will not find anywhere else. At least 3 every day, and we do a video 7 freaking days a week. Come on. What do you got to lose? Hit that sub button. Help us out. All right. Ooh, I didn't do my colors right for this one. Excuse me. Wonka asks what the best deck is right now, and the best deck is Thanos. I think a much more interesting question is, what will be the best deck if Thanos is gone? And I don't think the answer is Loki. I think the answer is discard. I think discard has always beaten Loki. If you look back even to the original heyday of Loki, the America Chavez discard decks had a really, really favorable matchup into Loki. I don't think that's changed, but discard has gotten significantly better because they've gotten all these new pieces that work. I think the best deck, and this is crazy, right? I think the best deck, if we don't have Thanos in the meta, might be classic Apocalypse discard. Fan Thing as my favorite TV show theme, and that's really, really, really hard. Okay, my favorite song from a TV show is this song, oh my god, I'm going to get the name wrong because now I'm on air. I believe it's called Triumph or Victory. It's from Rurouni Kenshin. I absolutely adore it. It's my favorite song from a TV show. As far as TV show theme, like if I'm humming one to myself, it's probably the Gargoyles theme. I know that's like a deep cut, but the Gargoyles theme from the 90s is stellar. If you want a I also, like, my ringtone for a while was both the Archer and the Cowboy Bebop theme, so those have to be up there. And if you want a live action show that I really love the theme for, let's go classic and let's go Parks and Rec. Cool. There we go. SD Don't Be Evil wants to know what IP I want the next Second Dinner game to be, and I want to see if they can do it without an IP. We've done an IP, we have Marvel Snap. I want to see what kind of game they can make with complete creative freedom to build their own universe, build their own characters. If not that, I want it to be something that I don't know anything about, like League of Legends or Fortnite, that gets licensed out to them. I think that that would be amazingly cool and like basically guarantee success, and I'd like a game with some guaranteed success for my own personal reasons, obviously. If you'd like your questions read out in tomorrow's video, leave one in the comments. Priority answers, as always, will be for Patreons. All right, this is EvaZord's Loki. EvaZord is a Brazilian player, one of the top players in the world. I trust Eva on everything. We do Eva decks all the time on the channel. Now, what's important about Eva to me for Loki decks is that Eva is, in my personal opinion, the most fun Loki brewer. Whenever Eva has a Loki deck, I love playing it. It's basically Eva and Lambie as far as Loki goes. So this is basically guaranteed to be good if Eva's climbing with it, and Eva, spoiler, is climbing with it. It is sort of an amalgamation of several different ideas. It's saying I can play this like mid-range your card generation stuff with enough energy to do so thanks to Hope and Quinjet. Note the no Zabu. And like if that's not really working, I can Loki. I love it. I absolutely love it. It also says yes, opponents are probably running Coulson, but I've got Rogue, and Rogue is your priority in games where your opponent has Agent Coulson. Cool. You can find Eva at twitch.tv/EvaZord. Snowguard can be Maria Hill for this deck. You lose a lot, but hey, it's doable. Jeff for Nightcrawler, same thing. You lose a lot with Professor X in the meta, but the other high series cards are all needed. All right, turn 1 is Kitty. Turn 2 is 2 1s are generally better than any 2 in the deck, which I'm going to just look. Cable, unless like you're playing an opponent that's playing like a combo deck, Cable can completely blow up, like for example, a discard list, right? If it hits MODOK at the right time, if it hits their Dracula, they have to play a whole different game plan. But like generally speaking, I'd rather 2 1s, and Jeff is like generally a play that goes on Elsa, not otherwise. Turn 3, Hope is more or less equal to Elsa, and that's better than Coulson. And Rogue, if you have a target, obviously that is a priority. Sometimes you'll just Rogue a Zabu just because. Turn 4, Loki is better than Hope, which is equal to Elsa, which is better than Coulson. Turn 5, either you play generated cards or you generate cards like crazy. Ideally, you play generated cards, because on turn 6, you'd like to drop Mockingbird and Shang-Chi and then win the game. Again, assuming you didn't Loki and just play all their cards. Beautiful deck. This has also, unlike I've been talking less about variants because I feel like I've just said the same thing about variants a million times. This has some of my favorite frickin' variants in the deck. We have Jacinto for both Kitty and Shang-Chi. We've got the new awesome Lady Loki. You can tell I bought that Mockingbird immediately like I said I was. All I need to show up, and I'm waiting for it, and I'm waiting for it, and I'm waiting for it. I want that hip cable real bad. Hasn't showed up in my shop in like 5 months. I'm like 2 hips away from hip complete. That and Abomination. So like, let's freaking go. I need that luck. So everybody, throw me some goodwill. All right. So when Spotlight variants was announced, it was said that Spotlight variants may return in caches or be made ultimate variants after 6+ months. Now that it has been 6 months, is it still the intention, or are Spotlight variants gone for good? So this is from Trax. Trax is Steven. Steven is the head of like basically like making sales, like all the cash bundle stuff. That's all Steven. So we are planning to add a new tier of variants for the daily offer shop for Spotlight variants called, you guessed it, Spotlight, in roughly 12 months after they are available in the Spotlight cache. They will be added to the daily offer shop purchasable for gold. The avatars and Spotlight avatar frame will remain exclusive to the Spotlight caches and will not be part of the purchase of Spotlight variant in the daily shop. So Spotlight variants started last July, so you can literally just go look at last July's Spotlight variants. There's a Jean Grey I think I may want, because it's that Art Germ Phoenix, and I think I decided I need to have it. So those variants will be showing up again a year after their release. So I'm super excited for this. I think this is really, really cool. I know some people won't care, but like there's quite a few of these that I would happily spend something like 2,000 gold on. All right, we also have a bundle. We have Magnetic Personality. This is a very low amount of credits, but a good amount of gold, so it's good progression value, except that we are struggling for things to spend gold on. Lately, the only thing to really spend gold on that has any major progression value is Token Tuesday. Token Tuesday used to be our baseline assumption. If you are still spending your gold on Token Tuesday, you should be able to almost, and you buy the stupid gold thing, you should basically be able to keep up with new cards. The gold pass. It's not stupid. It's actually really good value. It's, and I said this yesterday for anyone who missed it, it's like Netflix raising their subscription prices. You can choose to say, yes, it is okay that you raised your subscription prices, or you can skip a couple cards a month, right? If you're fine just being like, maybe I don't need to buy Pixie, right? Maybe I don't need to buy whatever. Maybe I don't need Cannonball next week. Then you should ultimately be okay without buying that gold pass. If you want everything, you're going to have to buy the gold pass and then get some Token Tuesdays. This little $10 bundle is way worse value than the gold pass. It is still good value as far as these bundles go. It's a decent little Polaris variant. I don't urge you to buy this. I don't suggest you buy this. I think that we, until we have something to spend gold on that's like got higher value, just get the gold pass and the season pass and spend wisely on things like Token Tuesdays, and use all your gold that you generate from your season pass and everything on that, and then you'll be fine. And if you, again, want to skip it, it's like saying every couple months there's nothing on Netflix that I want to watch, so I'm going to skip a couple months of Netflix until Stranger Things comes out, right? When Stranger Things comes out, I'm going to grab Netflix. That's what you're doing if you don't buy the gold pass, right? You're saying if I get Netflix half the year, I'm still spending the same amount of money I would on it before, but now I get and I'll still be able to watch everything when I want, but I won't have it all the time. So that's what you're doing by not buying the gold pass. You're saying I'm not going to have it all the time, but I will still get it. Make sense? Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that, like, I like that analogy. I think it did. I think it works, but let me know in the comments, please. All right, our final deck of the day is Safety Mockingbird. This should say, oh, I named this deck wrong. He had a really cool name for it. I don't remember what it was. Whatever. Mockingbrood was what he called it. Yeah. All right, this is a really simple deck. This is the easiest deck in Marvel Snap to play. It is basically go America Travis or Forge, go Brood, go Absorb Man, go Iron Man or whatever, and then go Goliath and win. At some point in there, if you can drop Patriot, great. You can drop Patriot on Surfer on 6. You can drop, if you get that Brood Absorb Man go, your Mockingbird costs 1. And you can just figure out how to go like Iron Lad and Mockingbird on turn 5 and be totally fine. If you don't get Brood and Patriot, you just get 1, you still have a 3/9, which is, I don't know, some pretty damn good stats. Overall, this deck is really strong. So you can find Safety at twitch.tv/Safetyblade. Lad feels pivotal to this deck for me. I've seen people say that they don't need Iron Lad for it. I don't have a great replacement, but Cozy has Negasonic in for Blue Marvel, so I guess you can add Blue Marvel and throw Negasonic in, and you can find Cozy. You know how to find Cozy. He's YouTube at Cozy Snap. Alioth can be Doom if you don't have Alioth, and Mockingbird can be Negasonic or Blue Marvel. If you don't have Mockingbird or Iron Lad, this is a little rougher to play. All right, so this is the easiest deck to play in all of Marvel Snap, in my personal opinion. Turn 1 America, turn 2 Forge. Turn 3, Brood into Absorbing Man, or Patriot, or Sinister if you hit Sinister with either a Merrick or Forge. Turn 4, Absorbing Man or Iron Lad. Turn 5, Mockingbird and Surfer, or Iron Man, or whatever. And turn 6, either Alive to just win the game, or Surfer and Patriot. Actually, a really good turn 5 would also be Mockingbird and Patriot, but you get the idea. Yeah. That's how you play this deck. It's super straightforward. The deck tells you what to do. All you have to do is manage board placement, and this is a winning deck. It's one of the winningest decks in Marvel Snap right now. Check it out. One last look at this beauty, and we will move on. This was a quick one today, huh? All right. This was my shop today. You can tell I bought that Mockingbird. I told you I was buying that Mockingbird. Every time this Deadpool turns up in my shop, I almost buy it. I still have not bought it. I'm not buying pixels. I have good variants for everything else here. I really, really like the Baby Dr. Octopus, but I have both the Noir and the Superior Spider-Man, so meh. I did open 2 recent extra variants. I opened a Jubilee. This is Vampire Jubilee, which is a cool, at least different Jubilee. And I opened this Zola. So now I have 5 variants for Jubilee and Arnim Zola. So, like, I guess character mastery win. All right. Certain tiers of support on our Patreon come with on-air thanks. We've got Abigail Gieslam, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, David G. Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, Fothor Newman, Good Dog Gamer, Inc., Jay Nevery, JD McDonaldino, Aquila Platano, Caretix Lee, Toy Ray, Casey H., Doku, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Loggins, Rob Silverman, Robert Rivern, The Bizza, Jay Bussy, X-Force V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Models, Louis Antunes, Matt Conduit, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, Snowflex, Ocularis, Pretty Chill, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, The Pirate King Tucker, The Homie Min, and of course, Gunny T. If you'd like to join us, if you feel like participating in some cool tournaments, if you would like to get these videos early, if you would like to get a weekly exclusive video and then a monthly exclusive podcast, check out patreon.com/snapjudgments. We got all that and more there for you. These decks are really good. Mockingbird is one of the best cards in the game. Boring. I don't think Mockingbird's a fun card, but it's one of the best cards in the game. We'll do weekend mission decks for Mockingbird and Hope next week. It's not terribly difficult. You put them in Thanos, you'll be done in 8 games. Hit that sub button, hit that like, hit that comment. We'll see you tomorrow for another Snap Take. Peace.